Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. This is a psychiatric, self-therapeutic multimedia project to solve the problems, challenges, and obstacles in our lives, as well as a self-improvement process to reach the heights, goals, and ambitions that we have set for ourselves, as well as those around us. If you would like a brief introduction, a brief summary as to how we break down the Ahn Rho Project into domains of life, sub-series, analogies, and so on and so forth, you can check that out on the previous live streams for the past 3.5 years, straight to January 2021 and beyond for more updated versions. It will include also copyright-free music, the content live stream schedule, as well as how we break down, also divide, the live streams into segments, phases, and so on. So with that being said, dive into the second segment today. As usual, two main points. First of all, if you like to skip this even shortened, abridged introduction, you can just, on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, just scroll ahead by about 1.5 to 2 minutes as a VOD, video on demand. And you'll pass all that and dive right into phase 2, which is directly into the content. Second point, before we get into things, is that, of course, this is Solve 7.0 override, meaning system override version 7.0. It's a rule to break all other rules, a system principle that frees myself from the entire system so that we can get whatever needs to be done most urgently and highest priority as possible. So let's dive into it. Of course, 15 minutes, 3 phases, and roughly about 11 segments. Get started. First thing what you see is what you get. Take a look on screen. That's what we have to cover in terms of phase 2 digital stuff. Afterwards, it's going to get very physical, so that stuff's not actually shown here, but you see a lot of photography, a lot of storytelling behind us, commentary on food, nutrition, philosophy, clothing, gifts that I received from other people. That's what you see on the left hand side for the most part, and so on and so forth. So let's just begin. I'm going to take a look at which one is the most the one that you can see the most. I'm just going to start expanding. So it seems the top right hand corner, that's where we're going to start. The most recent one, we can see a lot of photography here, mass collage of food. From there's ice cream, there's like garden picked green apples, and so on and so forth. These are gifts from my workplace, so we're going to talk about that. Top left hand corner, we also have some stuff that is food I received from my guardians as I was screwing around and I decided not to sleep on time, and I ended up doing some things that were not healthy for me, like eating before sleeping. So we're going to get to that. We also have some new audio recordings on the bottom right hand corner, which you can see. What I'm going to do is get rid of that now since we're done with this collage, and go over to the bottom right hand side. Let's expand this. So momentous, this is having to do with stoicism, reflections, and education, really, at the very middle. There's a quote there. We also have some clothing from the previous day and how I had to put them away, as they were gifts from my colleagues. We also have, in addition to that, the Excel spreadsheets. We will have to get to that in segment 8 of phase 2, and comments from YouTube and so on and so forth, replying to them. We have also at the very bottom cheese slices, and again class 2 items. That's a food item that has a lot of insecurity. It doesn't belong to me, so let's get rid of that too. We're going to touch all of this in detail later on. At the very top left hand corner, you can see me again. I was talking about this in the previous live stream yesterday, so you can check that out here. In the previous live stream, it's just basically that shirt as well as the mask, which you can barely see on the bottom half of my face there. There's a mask with a V on it. Basically, that's from my people at my workplace. Two of them, one of them, the mask is actually hand sewn, so it's amazing, it's beautiful, and I would just like to say, these are wonderful gifts that really symbolize the connection between me and these people who have been like my godmother or my aunts in a traditional Cantonese sense. And at the very bottom, some food I received from my guardian. So we're going to talk about all this kind of stuff, and instant noodles, that is. So let's just begin. Lots of stuff to get through. Let's start off with where we left off yesterday. We start with some photography. So this is segment 7. Usually I don't start here, but whatever. This is where we left off yesterday. So this is how we're gonna begin. Sorry. This is Tong Sifu. So that's basically Cantonese, or Master Tong or Master Tang, however you want to say it. Long story short, this is some like beef noodle soup. I'm gonna try to correct my voice right now. Be more intentional with the way I speak. So this is something I received from my guardians. He cooked it up the other day. I was trying to get through all the volunteering coursework and health and safety guidelines. So he cooked up this like Polish sausage. You can see on the very top sausage with cheese, I believe Schneider's, and then we have this traditional Hong Kong Taiwanese style, just instant noodles. Really, really nice, great texture. And then the cheese sausage, of course, very nice as well. So I want to cover this again: insecurities, emotional baggage, class 2 item. Should not be eating stuff that comes from them because of all the 3 decades worth of domestic violence, financial ruin, psychological, emotional, and physical abuse, all that kind of stuff. So, but that's my responsibility. The fact that I'm eating it, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, moving on, we also want to cover the photography of the gifts. I really want to get through this. We ended yesterday's live stream right here, showcasing first of all the striped shirt in the middle, which is I have a coat over that as well as my work gear on top. But basically, you can see the striped sweater that comes from CV. So CV, amazing person. I took a photograph with her already. Talked about that in the yesterday's live stream. I said she's really been one of the most patient and understanding and intelligent people amongst the department there, and very caring. And so she bought this, shirt for me about 2, 3 years ago for Christmas, and I just really want to showcase that. Again, here's me in the mirror, so just in a different area now. And so me in the mirror, with the mask. So the mask actually is from another person, so IN. She's a fantastic lady as well. She is very responsible over her own personal issues, and she's very caring. And I want to congratulate her on her daughter or son having a wedding. I can't remember. And so, but she's going through a lot of stuff right now, and she's been through a difficult life, I can tell. And so she gave, you can see the mask, and then now we're going to the shirt again. This is me just with the shirt, again showcasing this gift. Like, this is something that hits to me very personally. Again, from different angles, from the bottom anterior to posterior view. But I really want to capture this. Tommy Hilfiger, this shirt is just symbolic of the relationship that I have with this amazing person at the workplace. These two amazing people at the workplace. Class 4 items. These are class 4 items. These are gifts items. That's why they're class 4 items. So with that being said, like I said, because if I haven't covered this, I just want to be really brief here. Like I said, family, something that I don't really have a big concept of, because of I just mentioned that at the beginning of the live stream, and these two colleagues of mine are just amazing, phenomenal people. Okay, moving on. I only have 15 minutes, so I would love to talk more, but that's it. So again, I put on my work gear, so now there's a different attire now, but you can see me here with my work gear on, overlapping it. And so this is how I went over to the workplace into the workhouse setting. And I think I only have about 3-4 more screenshots. Again, you can take a look and you see that there's a device there for me to typically take some recordings, speaking to myself there, as well as the back support belt, as well as some straps for the utility tools, such as like safety cutters, safety knives, as well as tape guns and so on and so forth. So now we're going to photography with food in the morning 2 days ago. So I, for the first time, actually woke up on time, or maybe this was yesterday actually. So there's some cake there that we're gonna get to. So a lot of garbage, basically oatmeal that I had for breakfast that I haven't had in a long time, and I had the supplements there. You can see the oatmeal in the very bottom right, you have the funnel cake in the middle, and they have also the what you call the Usana Health Science pills. We have a lot of also photography from food here. Black diamond cheese. This is a class 2 item. Like I said, I ate this from Guardians. I was not supposed to, but I ended up doing it anyway, so I can get rid of that now. Can say, of course, you saw nutritional facts. One slice about 21 grams of saturated fat. Not supposed to eat it. Now we're gonna backtrack, move to segment 6 from 7 to 6. So we're moving into digital stuff here. These are comments from something. It's a comment from this Andrew Schultz video. So dumbest audience ever. So there's one way, you don't have to be PC around here. This guy's great. He's this classic 90s humor. You can shit talk, help people, roasting people, and nobody gets oversensitive. So it's great. And here's some. Andrew never got to drink that fire Fiji water, and somebody responded to me laughing. This is Demetrius 53, and what did I comment? So I apparently referred to the 9th second saying what you say, and then I say damn, it's all over, because it's really it's over, because she says something real stupid, and you can just see him hone in onto his prey. It's fucking hilarious. So I'm gonna remove that, and showcase this once again. So, oh, that's interesting. Okay, so there we go. That's my comment, and that guy replying to it. Okay, still into segment 4, 6, whatever. We have an Excel spreadsheet once again. Like I said, over the past 3-4 days, I've eaten. Oh, I didn't say this before. So, past 3-4 days, in fact, the entire week, I've been eating a lot of class 2 items, domestic food items I did not take photographs of, but just yesterday. We'll get to that very shortly. But you can see spinach, chicken wings with mushrooms, spinach, bean sprouts. These are class 2 items. They come from my domestic garden. So my biological father is also a tenant in the same residence. There's 5 different families, 5 different tenants, including the landlord, and they're a separate one. But basically, I ate some of the food. The diamond cheese, which I showed you just now, like this, is a class 2 item, right? Instant beef noodles, right? I just showed you the ramen, classic cheddar cheese. So I'm just documenting all this and saying, these are my insecurities, my baggage, but also a way to show gratitude and appreciation even for people who have done me wrong in my life. Understand that they're human. So I'll show you case again. Here's another thing: bean sprouts, scrambled eggs with shrimp. And so this is more class 2 items I ate just yesterday. Speaking of more food items, this is what I also received yesterday. That's a food item. It's from my workplace, so it's class 4, not class 2. One of my colleagues, KR, again, very sweet lady. She has in her garden, she grew up these homegrown green apples as well as black plums, I believe. Now both of them were they were raw, they were not ready to eat, and I ate one of each. It was very sour, and I decided not to eat it. And you'll see that in the backdrop in the room and when we move to class 3. So actually you can see it right there. You can see the apples right there. But we only have about 3.5 minutes, so I want to continue on this trend of food still. Once again, gift items showing appreciation. KR, amazing person. Now I also received from RN. One of our suppliers, RN, went downstairs on her break with everyone else, and then they received some of these Kirkland signature chocolate coated peanut crunchy peanut chocolate coated ice cream bars. I'm exasperated here, and I opened it and it's amazing. It's fucking amazing. Great stuff. And from our suppliers, so we get this once in a while, and off of lockdown. So another class 4 item once again. So just again, it's just amazing workplace. I'm resigning from them because I have done them a lot wrong. And here's a mass photograph collage of all the food I received yesterday. That's class 4 in nature, so that's that. Also, here's a collage of oh, we already showcased that. So let's cover the audio recordings. I want to mention very briefly to this one as well as this one over here. So obviously there's some workplace things. I also want to mention then, because of workplace, this is segment 4 and 5. Segment 4 for relationships and so on and so forth. Segment 5 for media assets. And I want to say that basically yesterday I was getting along better with one of the Filipino ladies, trying to repair some damage because I had a lot of trust issues in the workplace. And again, that was passed on to me from a lot of my colleagues when they were having a difficult time. And then now I'm the problem instead of them. So I have to make sure I take responsibility for that and just fix myself up. So that's what the recording there is all about. And on the left hand side there, that has to do with recordings, I believe, with right, self-reflections on speech, about how inhaling, breathing, breath control, exhalation, how my pitch goes up like this. It's very annoying. And also how my voice is completely octave down, so relaxing the muscles, contracting the core, listening, getting a good example from my cousin. So just like standing apart, my posture changes and then my voice changes. Speaking intentionally, preparing to speak as opposed to just speaking as is. And just presuming that it will just come out properly. So that's that. And then last but not least, it seems like we're done everything. Okay, it's good. Phase 3, we have only about 1 minute. It's crazy. Turn to region D1, D4, G, A9. So region G right now, immediately I have this stuff here. These what's it? This mail from volunteer services, and I have to talk about this because volunteer services. I have to scan that, document that, and then upload it onto my laptop. Speaking of which, segment 8 and 9, we have a lot of trash here. We can see all these Usana Health Science peanut bars as well as chocolate bars. So dark chocolate, what's it? The Usana, the microbiome bar, something like that, and active nutrition. I'm gonna scrunch it up and squeeze it into this cartridge you see here of mini Ritz sandwiches. So this is something I bought from my gardens. I ate it myself. I want to mention also briefly how to cut my hair, also get my clip my nails, and then of course you have Zana Health supplements here, Procosa and Manical D. Gotta switch and restock from C1 down to there, and finally toss with the garbage here. And I gotta end the live stream, unfortunately. Kind of wrap it up. Yeah, I tossed away the garbage from last week. This is last week's garbage. Styrofoam box with my cousin.